All right, let's get started, and we'll just include people as they join. So I'll leave this up for just a moment. So I'm going to do a July series, and today's the first one, trading hashtags for hand raises. If you want to take a screenshot, or it's posted in the groups. So we're going to do every Friday in July, and so if you have any questions or requests, let me know. And if any of you are already using Facebook groups as a reliable source for business, please let me know. So I'm going to stop sharing that. Oh, we got Amanda and Hannah. Hello. And Pete, welcome. All right, awesome. Let me turn my light on. All right, so let's go this way. All right. So, I was preparing for today, and, the whole point of this is to really just empower and enable us inside of being agents with a pending another pandemic. And so are we actually prepared? Do we have the skills? Do we have the tools? And I thought this was an appropriate quote, because every problem is, if we think about it, we could create it as like a context of it. Every problem is a gift. And if that's the case, without problems, we would not grow. And so here we are, just dominating during the pandemic. And if it happens again, if the state shuts down, whatever it looks like, we are in the position to really turn this into a gift and continue to grow our businesses. So the structure for today, I'm not going to read that to you because we're about to go into it. But ultimately, I just want you to know that hashtags are critical for digital marketing. I've been doing a lot of A/B testing myself, like saving different captions to see what kind of reactions or how many likes I get. And so it is not an overnight process. It's going to be something that you actually commit to and develop. So let's talk about the basics. Okay, so six tips for using hashtags for business. So one, make sure your accounts are public. So if someone wants to follow Maryland agent or Maryland real estate, and any of your posts include that hashtag, but your account is private, they're not going to be able to find you. So that's one of the most critical first steps that you want to do, is make sure your accounts are public. If you have a concern about private, you could do, a business page or anything like that, where you're actually separating out your personal life from your business. And that's not what I recommend. What has your business be successful is that they can relate to you on a personal level. Okay? Hashtags are all one word, no spaces. You don't want to assume everybody knows that. But as you can see there, this isn't a hashtag. So it includes punctuation, it includes contractions, spaces, letters before and after. Lorez, I'm going to mute you, okay? And then if you need anything, just come back off mute. Awesome. Let me claim the host so I can do that. Okay. Let's see. You also don't want to use symbols. So if you use exclamation point or the @ sign, ampersand, those aren't going to show up in the hashtag. It'll actually get cut off at wherever that symbol or apostrophe is. 3, use hashtags in moderation. So a little bit later, I'll go into each platform. Some platforms are really optimized with 1 or 2 hashtags. Others, your sweet spot's going to be around 8 or 10. So it just depends on the platform that you're using. And I really want you to keep in mind as we go through this, your best bet to learning any is to pick one platform and just learn that one platform for 30 days until you've got it into a really awesome place. In 2 weeks, we're going to talk about automation. And so if you already have some things in progress or have been posting, we can take those and turn those into something automated. So that way, what you've already tested around hashtags can be a part of that automated process. Let's see what else. Keep them short. The longer they are, the more difficult they are to read. And if you do use longer hashtags, you want to use title case. So capitalize each first letter of the word. So you can see in number 4, don't break the record for world's longest hashtag, each word has been capitalized, even though you don't want it to be that long. All right, and then finally, you want to discover the sweet spot for the hashtags in your industry or your company or whatever it is. So, you know, if this example uses metal and steel, right, it makes sense. But for example, if you just hashtag real estate, I mean, that could include the whole world. And if you hashtag something like Baltimore City real estate, Harbor East, that's going to be too narrow. So you want to find something that's not too vague, but also not too narrow. And this is where your testing comes into play. So the other way that you can do that is you can actually search what other competitors are doing and how those posts are performing. And we'll get into that a little bit. All right, welcome. We have a few more people joining us. Hi, Anna, Ashley, Tanya, Sheila, welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. So we're just going to include you right where we are, okay?
Great, thank you.
Of course. All right, so different types of hashtags. In the world of hashtags, for some of us, it may just occur like they're all the same. It has a hashtag, pound sign, and that's it. But there's different hashtags that can be combined together, and depending on what your purpose is, you can actually, you know, leverage the hashtag to get to you where you want to go. So let's start with community hashtags. So this is going to be your basic, I'm not going to read all these to you, but you can read through it on your screen. So these are going to be if you offer a product or a service. So in our case, it's real estate. So if you want to do real estate, listing specialist, whatever that might be, Baltimore City Homes, something like that. You can also indicate your niche of your industry. So if you focus on millennial investors, that could be one of your hashtags, right? You can focus on your Instagram communities. So for example, I know Kelly is, you know, she has her group, Vegans of Baltimore. That could be one of her hashtags. And then she's communicating her real estate services to her other communities. Special events or seasons. So there's so many national something days. For example, today is National Pina Colada Day. So if you haven't already seen my goofy IGTV video where I'm creating a pineapple concoction, I totally recommend that you go there for your afternoon laugh. It is just, it's silly. I am so silly. And I did it in service of National Pina Colada Day. And so that way, even though it's something not real estate related, or in my case, not branding related, it still has people engaging with my account around something that normally wouldn't get traffic to me, right? So you're going to get people that are looking up tropical vibes, people that are looking up island life, people that like cruise and rum because that's what I used, right? So you can start to expand into some of these other national days that really speak to you. I love to drink alcohol, so I find all these national funny alcohol days so that I can capitalize on that. But that's personal to me. So if you go to National Today, that is a really awesome website. Let me write that down so I can send it in the email later today. That's an awesome National Today. I think it's nationaltoday.com if you're on your computer and you want to look it up. But it is a great resource. They tell you basically every day of the year if there's a special holiday that day. They also separate it into categories. So if you like animals, if you like family, if you like religion, whatever it is, then they like categorize those for you. And you can start to build your campaigns or your hashtags or your automation when we get to that, your videos when we get to that, around stuff like that, okay? You can use your location, you can use daily things, Monday motivation, Tuesday tip. I use Thirsty Thursday for my videos. Let's see what else. If you do an acronym, you want to make sure that it's an acronym that is either recognizable or already being used. So QOTD is quote of the day, and OOTD is outfit of the day. For those of you who don't know, I don't want you be thinking about that, right? And then any hashtag with emojis, you'll find people are doing that, and they do stick. And so, like, for example, if you posted anything on 4th of July and you included the American flag, that would have been its own separate hashtag. Any questions around community hashtags? All right, I see nothing in the chat. Okay. All right, branded hashtags. So this is probably, if you don't already have one, it's not super critical. And if you want to get one, it's actually something that you can build all of your posts around, right? You can put it in your profile. You can put it in every one of your tags. You can create contests around it, all of that. So you can create that branded hashtag from your company name, your tagline. So for example, I brand myself as Michelle Yeager, but my tagline is with a smile because I sign all my emails that way. Every time you see me, I have a giant smile on my face. My mother-in-law makes fun of me all the time. Michelle, you're always smiling and barefoot. I'm like, that sounds about right. So, so for example, Red Bull, their branded hashtag is put a can on it. And so it has nothing, it's Red Bull, it's not in the name, but you associate those Red Bull cans, and it incited activity. So people were photographing where they put a can on it. So that could be a place to think, right? So Hannah's put in there Teal Estate. We all know Teal's hashtag, right? And so let's see. So a branded hashtag is a hashtag that's unique to your company. And so before you create one and say, this is going to be it, you might want to search to see no one else is using that, right? And so here are a couple good ones that work. So Lululemon, the sweat life, right? So they put a play on words between the sweet life and the sweat life, since they want people to be active in their clothing, right? And then you also want to make sure that you aren't choosing something that's a fail. So Burger King did a branded hashtag WTFF, which is where's the French fry, which didn't turn out that well because we all know WTF, our brain goes to one place, right? And so that's an example of one that didn't work. So you want to just make sure that you, and consider that if everything was lowercase, make sure that your eye doesn't go to any additional words that were not intended, okay? Let's see. All right, campaign hashtags. So this would be, for example, if you're going to run a campaign like 12 Days of Christmas or, you know, Beat the Heat, August something. So you would do a campaign hashtag specific to that event or contest or something, right? So those can last a day, a season, a year, anything like that. So for example, if you're doing for the year 2020, you can do a whole year hashtag. And they work really well. One, brand awareness. They increase that visibility to your content because people want to be involved. And if other people are using that campaign hashtag, now all of their friends and family are funneling to your content as well. Okay? So for example, Domino's, this is in the UK, but they said anyone who tweeted, "Let's do lunch," received an immediate discount on their pizza order. That was genius. You know how many people were like flooding the timelines at that lunchtime hour? Now their friends and family would see that, well, I want a discount too. I can't imagine how much of an increase Domino's got in their business. Let's see what else. All right, Charmin, tweet from the seat. How funny is that? Like, so it's appropriate because Charmin is toilet paper. And they want people, everyone's on their phone, not everyone, but that's like the joke, that people are on their phone while they're going to the bathroom. And so tweet from the seat is such an appropriate hashtag. So look at your business and drop in the comments anything that's already coming to mind, where if you were to do a campaign for this summer, right, something that has to do with July and August, the impending pandemic resurgence, Labor Day, back to school, what's some of the hashtag campaigns that you could come up with that could get some more traction or interaction, okay? So while you're dropping those in the chat, we also have the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So what Disney did is Share Your Ears. They did a whole campaign of people posting themselves in their Mickey ears with the hashtag of share your ears. They ended up raising $1 million for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, which is just incredible. So your campaign doesn't always need to be around bringing in business, right? You can get a whole bunch of awareness, including whatever charity work you do as a company. All right, Ashley dropped in one above the rest. Awesome. I love that, with one all capitalized. That's perfect. All right, great. So now we're going to go into each specific platform. So if there's a platform that you use, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, if you're one of those people, get your questions ready. So in case I don't cover it on the slide, you can actually ask, okay? All right, let's see here. I'm going a little fast. All right. All right, so Twitter. All right, so the focus on Twitter, so each platform has a different focus. So on Twitter, you're going to focus on a conversation topic, okay? Twitter is meant to be a series of short conversations around a specific topic or a group of people, which is distinct from Instagram, which is you're actually describing content, okay? So conversations versus content. So let's stick with Twitter. When you start a new tweet, one of the things you can do is put that hashtag and start typing. And what they'll do, for example, if you start typing real estate or MD agent, something that might come up are other suggestions that are already popular. So you don't always have to think of everything on your own, but you might want to capture some of those so when you go to do your testing, you know which ones really work for you or don't, right? With Twitter, you really want to stick to as few hashtags as possible. So that might be one, that might be two, but definitely not more than three. And you'll really see that anything more than that will actually decrease the amount of engagement you see on your posts. And you can obviously use hashtags in the middle of your sentence or at the end. And so these are some tools. I'm going to drop this in the chat. So if you want a paid option, you can do a hashtag tracking tool called Hashtagify. I personally don't use it. I just found it when I was preparing for today. But from what I can tell, they tell you, they give you a very robust analytical report around the hashtags that you're using and whether or not you're choosing the right ones, or just in general the performance of the ones that you are using against your competitors or against the ones that are trending, things like that. And then best time to tweet. Tweetroid is a free service. You just connect your Twitter account to it and it will provide for you the best times to tweet. And so there's other apps and things like that that will serve as Instagram or Facebook to determine the best time to post. But Tweetroid is specific to Twitter, okay? And I would say that that would be an advanced version. At this point, if you're not posting, just start posting. Once you get into the hang of something or you have content that you really want to provide and share, then you can get into the minute details of when to post, okay? All right, Amanda has a question. What is your suggestion if you feed out to other sites as to hashtags? Keep hashtags short from the original posting location? What is this? Amanda, will you come off mute and ask that? I'm not clear.
So I start TikTok and then feed to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram off TikTok.
Okay,
so should I
awesome.
keep TikTok short and so it feeds, you can switch Instagram, but it goes automatically to Twitter and to Facebook with whatever the original.
Yeah, so if you want the simple way, you would just keep sharing the way that you're sharing, right? Because it sounds like TikTok is your original content builder, and then from there, you share out. So when you get it to Twitter, is it like an inset, like a link to something, or it's the actual TikTok video?
It links to Instagram, so you can it's actually like posting on Instagram yourself, but then it feeds out for Twitter and for Facebook, just the TikTok.
Okay, great. So you can edit those. So with Instagram, you have up to 30 hashtags available to you on Instagram. Your sweet spot is going to be somewhere around 8 to 10. So if you're less than that, you can just leave it however you curated it in TikTok. For Twitter, I would recommend bringing it down to 2 or 3, whatever your top 2 or 3 are for that. Or you could you could share it as a link. So instead of actually posting the whole video, you could share the link to the video with hashtags. So that way you're not editing any of the TikTok content, but you're formatting it for Twitter. Does that answer that?
Makes sense. Thanks.
Okay, awesome. All right, and then Anna's asking, will you be sending a link to this meeting or an email to review today's meeting? Yes. So Anna, I don't know if you've joined us before, but go ahead and drop your email in the comment box. Most of the people on here are repeat offenders when it comes to the digital mayor. But anyone new joining us, drop your email in the chat or private chat it to me. Every Friday after our digital mayor sessions, I send out the replay so you can watch this recording, and then any additional bonuses that we talked about during the session. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for being here. All right, any other Twitter questions? No. Okay, awesome. All right, next we're going to go to Instagram. So like I said, the Instagram focus is on describing the content. So you want to keep your hashtags organized. And this is actually true for any of your platforms, but there's different, so for example, my Thirsty Thursday captions are pretty similar. I have a template that I use, and then I just fill in the, who's the music, who's the ingredients, like which alcohol I'm using, things like that. And then I use that alcohol's branded hashtag, so anyone who's following the brand will also get some viewership into mine. And then you want to figure out your magic number. So for some of my posts, I've gone the maximum, right? 30 hashtags, let's see how far I can cast this net. And they don't perform as well as ones that are really curated. So you can choose some really trending hashtags, like love is probably one of the most highest trending hashtags ever, but you're also competing against billions of other posts at any given moment. The likelihood that mine's going to be seen is probably really low. So if you create a hashtag, you want to make sure that you're following that hashtag, okay? So Sheila has to leave shortly. Okay, yep, absolutely, I'll send that to you. If you are using a tool to keep your hashtags organized, will you drop that in the chat? I'm going to share with you. So I use Later, and so that's a link. You can use that. It'll give you 100 free posts. So you can really try out the platform. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing this for a moment and then show you my Later account.
Michelle, I have a quick question for you whenever you're ready.
Somebody's talking, buddy.
Michelle, you're frozen.
What's the question? Am I frozen?
Yeah.
Yes.
But at least you look cute in that frozen stance instead of in a really crazy way. I'm always get frozen where I'm like my tongue's out or something.
Okay. Am I
There
back?
you go. You're back. Yes.
Okay, awesome. All right, what was the question?
Does your profile or like Instagram need to be on private, or can it be off private to get like hashtags to be useful?
So I would recommend public.
Okay.
And that way, because if you're private, only people that are already follow you will be able to see whatever hashtag you're using.
Gotcha.
So if Hannah is private and you post something for Teal Estate, people aren't going to see it unless they're already a friend of yours.
Got it.
Whereas if you're public, anyone can see that hashtag. Okay? So they'll be able, let me say that differently. They'll be able to see the hashtag. They just won't be able to see your post in that hashtag.
Got it.
Cool. All right, so here is later. Say that again, Amanda.
Oh, you can make a business Instagram too if you want to keep your own private Instagram private. Keep your private personal one on private mode, and then do a business linked to your business page for Instagram, and then that can be public.
Yes, totally doable. Okay, so this is later. So when you open it, this will be what your blank week looks like, right? And in settings, you can turn on show the best times to post on the weekly calendar. So it was last calculated June 23rd. Let's see if anything's changed. And now you can see these pink blocks are the best time to post. So based on my followers, my engagement, so it's going to be really specific to me, not a global best time to post. Okay, so that's one really cool feature. And then when you drop things in, so those of you who follow me, my brand colors are hot pink and yellow. And so, so I'm just going to pull a picture in, and you can drop it anywhere, right? So say I wanted to do it Sunday, but later I want to do it some other time. Okay, so I pulled this from Unsplash. It'll automatically have the media source in there. And Anna is asking, is it free? So there is a free version. That link I put in the chat will give you 100 posts for free if you don't already have later. I did upgrade to the paid account simply because I manage multiple people's marketing. And so if that's something you're interested in, you can talk to me offline or respond to my digital mayor. So it'll pull in the photograph. If you want to tag people, for example, I'm going to tag my husband because I don't know anybody else's by heart. It won't pull it in automatically. You know, like when you tag somebody on Instagram, it'll pull that in automatically. It doesn't do that. So you either have to have Instagram open on your phone and like looking people up, or have a list of your people that you normally tag like on a separate list. So then you'll save that user tag and you can see that they'll tag them here. If I want to add another person like my sister, Brave Potato, and I save her, she has a private account. So even though I want to tag her, later won't tell me she has a private account. Later, I'll get a notification that says we weren't able to tag Sophia or Brave Potato because she has a private account. Okay? So you can keep that in mind as you do things. All right, so I'm going to click done. I've tagged the people I want to tag. Now I would normally go in here and put a question or some sort of engagement. So that way when people are scrolling, they only see the first 2 or 3 lines of your caption. So you want that caption to be enticing, right? So you don't want to put all your hashtags up front unless it's going to be like your campaign or something that would entice them to act or comment. All right, and so so I would put that first, and then I would put my answer or caption or etc. And then I would put in all my hashtags, if I can spell, etc. And then if I have any media sources where, you know, I pull the picture from somebody, I always give credit to people since it's not my content. And if I'm designing on Canva, I always tag Canva because who knows how many people follow that account, etc. So I can go here and saved captions. This is one way where you can keep your captions organized. So you can tell I just started this. But if this was Thirsty Thursday, I could go ahead and insert this caption. And it's going to pull in all the captions that I already said I want anytime I do a Thirsty Thursday post. And that way you only have to remember one thing, or if you want to edit and remove something, you only are doing it in one place, and it keeps it all organized for you. You're only allowed 30 on Instagram, so because I added this hashtag up here that was post specific, I'm going to have to come down here and take one of these out. All right, well, I probably don't need video of the day. Okay, great. Now I'm under 30, and it tells you that right here. 0 hashtags left, right? You can also move this to the first comment. So that way when people are reading your post, your caption isn't overridden by all the hashtags that you chose. So one of the things that Later does is post that post automatically and leaves the first comment for you. It's amazing. Then if you want hashtag suggestions, you can come here and let's say, all right, I want something to do with pineapple. And it'll give me all these suggestions and the relevance, right? So summer is going to have, looks like it's almost 400 million posts. And has a 99% relevance. So I can either select all, or I can say, you know what, I don't really like this one, or I do like this one. I want fruit, I want vegan, I want cocktails, and coconut. And then you can insert those based on the suggestions that they did, right? You can also look up other things like pina colada. Let's see what they give me. All right, they give me pineapple, cocktail, tropical, things like that. So then you can use things that they suggest. You can use things that you have as a saved caption, things like that. So that's one of the reasons why I love Later. And if you have a blog, say this was the picture from my blog post about summer, I could put a link to my blog, there, and then when I go to save it, oh, I got too many hashtags. Well, let me save it. Too tall to post to Instagram. All right, let's edit this into a square. All right, perfect. So this post and first comment will be automatically published. Awesome. So now when people go to open my Instagram, all of this will get posted, and if they want, they can read the blog post that goes with that image. So then here you can select auto or manual. It'll send you a notification when it's time to post. Completely up to you. I'm an auto girl, which we'll talk about automation at a later Friday. So everything I do is pretty much automated. Great, and so then that shows up there. And then if we look at this past week, you can see that I've scheduled all of these. And then if we actually go to my Instagram, with a smile, you can see the same posts are here. Close. Cool. All right, tell me, what questions do you have about Instagram, hashtags, anything like that? Lorez, we'll see you later. You're welcome. Drop your email and we'll make sure that you get the content. All right, any other questions about Instagram?
Michelle, I'm trying to find you on Instagram. What's your handle?
It's underscore with a smile.
Okay.
I have a question. This is Ashley. How many hashtags would you recommend putting on an Instagram post? Because I see some people have like tons, and I think it can be a little overwhelming.
Yep.
That you don't even pay attention to the hashtag. I try to do like at least 5 to 10. What would you recommend?
Yeah, so the recommended is somewhere exactly between 5 to 10, 8 to 10. After 10, you risk losing some engagement because then it's like this block of hashtags. So the past 2 weeks, I've done the maximum. I've been doing 30 to see kind of what happens. And I've been tracking how many people follow and unfollow me. And so for the past 3 weeks, I've lost, I think I've lost 10 followers and I've gained 8. And so it's almost like even. the number of people that like and don't like that. So now this coming week, I'm going to experiment with, 20 hashtags and see if I get a difference. So who knows, like your followers may love 5 and mine may love 25. Who knows? But that's part of why we save the captions, why we, check in, things like that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Anna, did you find me?
I did.
Okay, perfect. All right, so if no other questions about Instagram, we are going to go to LinkedIn. Here we go. All right, let's move this around. All right, so with LinkedIn, you're going to use LinkedIn very specifically. So you're only going to use hashtags on articles that you're publishing. So you could use it in like your little mini profile bio sentence. And it's really meant to be for articles you're publishing so that people that enjoy reading a specific kind of article or a specific content, that's where they're going to focus those hashtags, okay? With LinkedIn, you want a very infrequent use of hashtags, and you don't want it in the middle of a sentence or in the middle of a paragraph, things like that. It's more as a after article categorization. So you can put it at the end and just have it be, the word or phrase that people are going to be able to search that article by or that category of. Okay? And then same with LinkedIn, you want to make sure that your profile is public so that anyone who wants to read your article can. And with LinkedIn, you can discover new hashtags. So if you say, in this case, marketing, it has over 19 million posts. In this little epaulets in the corner, you can discover new hashtags. And LinkedIn will actually recommend other hashtags that may be relevant to the content you're posting based on the one hashtag that you already like or things like that. So if you have a blog and you want to cross-publish on LinkedIn, this would be a really great way to get an increased amount of engagement. Any questions around LinkedIn? No, got a couple head shakes. Okay, cool. All right, Facebook. So I'm just going to say don't do it. I mean, it's very rare that you'll see them, and Facebook doesn't have the same search or urgency with hashtags as the other platforms. If you do use them, keep them to a minimum, and of course make sure that your post is public. So each post that you do can be shared with the public, friends, friends of friends. So if you're posting something in which you want more engagement, make sure that it's public. And you can also monitor your brand's hashtags just by searching that like as a URL, okay? And I'll put that in the chat. So facebook.com/hashtag/ whatever your hashtag is, and you can actually look to see, how's that going and monitor that performance. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on Facebook just because I don't think it's the best use of your time. If you're interested in YouTube or Pinterest, if you're somebody who's using those profiles at a high level and you want some more coaching or guidance or advice on that, just shoot me an email, michelle@fivedoors.com, and I can give you a little one-on-one around those. But I know that in general, based on these digital mayor classes, we have a low level of usage for those.
Michelle?
Yeah.
May I ask a question, please?
Of course.
I'm very new to this, and I'm old, so it's it's embarrassing. But so if I go to Pinterest and I type in like real estate quotes, and I like one, the only thing I know what to do, and I don't think that it's even legal, and that's what I'm asking. Like I screenshotted it. I want to screenshot it and just post it to my story or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm not really allowed to do that, right?
I mean, if it was somebody who wanted to go after you,
right?
Like, sure.
Okay.
But a lot of times, so that's one reason why, like on my quotes, you'll see like I put my logo at the bottom of the image.
Mhm.
So if somebody wants to use it or repost it, my image or my brand is still getting out there.
Okay, that's
And
what I mean, I don't cut that off. I make sure whoever, you
Yeah.
know, created it is still on there. And haven't done that often, but I was talking to another friend and she's like, I don't think you can do that. Anyway,
Well, one
we're trying to
way
figure it out.
that you can like overlook, like get over that hurdle is find that person on Instagram and then tag them in the post saying, oh, I'm so inspired by so-and-so, or so-and-so did this really cool post. That way, it's like you're crediting them, and there's a really likelihood that people will repost what you posted, introducing you to more people. So anytime somebody tags me in anything, I repost it so
Mhm.
that their people or my people will then continue to like engage with me.
Okay, I feel rude not being, you're talking to a blank screen, so I just put my face up
Oh,
there for a
thanks.
second.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Okay, great. So now I'm going to touch on hashtag contests really quick. I know we're coming up on the end of our time together. So there's basically 3 types of contests that you can do. One is really simple, like to win. Anybody can do this. So post a photograph with an instruction, simply like this for your chance to win. And it's really simple, really low barrier for people to enter the contest. It's a great way for you to like test the waters, get something set up, see what kind of interaction you get. You could also ask for people to tag a friend in the comments, which would increase engagement just that one step higher. And obviously the cons are low engagement. If you have to only like it, people aren't likely to do anything extra with it. Low consumer connection levels. If people are only liking, you're not really getting that one-on-one interaction. And they may or may not be interested in you as a brand or you as a service, right? But they're really easy to start, really simple to do. And you can have something like, if you have branded team wear, right? If you have a koozie and sunglasses or a t-shirt or something that's been sitting in the closet forever and you want to give that away, put a little like still life together with a cocktail or something and, offer it as a like to win. And that way you're going to get engagement and you for the price of postage. Okay.
Can you show us an example of a contest or?
Sure. So I haven't done one. Let me see if I can.
We kind of have to be careful with that too, right? With giving away things.
As an agent, you might. We can talk to David about that. Let's see if I can find a contest quick.
Well, don't waste. I know you're running out of time. Don't waste your time on it.
Okay.
Maybe later.
All right, cool. Maybe later. So I'm actually I'm going to put together because I want to do a contest myself. And so anyone who's interested in doing a contest, I was going to get to this in a minute. So here's an example of a contest. So the other kind of contest is a hashtag. Oops. Let's see if I can go back. Hashtag user-generated content. So if you have a campaign hashtag and you say post a photo of, your backyard barbecue for Labor Day, oops, and hashtag, summer with the one group or some version of that, right? Then you're going to get a lot of user-generated content with your hashtag, and then you can pick a winner from all the pictures that got submitted. And so, for example, Cheerios did one. They did a whole marketing campaign where some of the Cheerios, instead of being circular, had a heart in the middle. And so anyone who found a Cheerio with a heart in the middle took a picture of it and hashtag Cheerios Heart Hunt sweepstakes. And so then you had all these pictures of people with their Cheerios. And so people that weren't already buying Cheerios now went to go buy Cheerios because they wanted to be a part of the sweepstakes. And so you could do something around summer and your real estate and things like that. But you're right, we should talk to David about what guidelines there are for agents. So here's an example of a contest, okay? And then you also have email gated contest, which would mean that in order to submit, they would have to also submit their email address, which is amazing if you want to build your email list. This is a much more advanced contest. You would need like a landing page and things like that. So I would wait and do some of the other ones first. That's going to be my approach.
For us beginners.
Listen, I'm a beginner too. I haven't done a contest yet. And so really simple checklist. You want to plan your contest. You want to build it out. You want to launch and promote it, and then follow up with all the people who participated. So I put together a checklist. So if you haven't already, put your email in the comments. If you already get the digital digest, I already have your email. But if you're new here, go ahead and put your email in. I'm going to send out a checklist for contests. And then if you're interested, Monday, I'm going to figure out, I'm going to do a contest myself. And so if you want to learn with me and do it together, join me on Monday, put in the comments, send me the calendar invite. I'll send you the Zoom. I'm going to do it Monday at 3. And I'm going to figure it out. I don't have anything planned, so we'll figure it out together. If that's something you want to do as far as a contest, we can figure it out together. Okay, Ashley, I will. Okay, great. And then, like we end every training, get into action. So if you take away 3 things to do, create a branded hashtag, whatever that is. And you can change it as time goes on, but just get something going. Schedule a campaign hashtag. So, if you think of a summer campaign that you could do, it could be a kids coloring contest, right? And so then they can go to your website, download the blank PDF, and do a campaign of, the best kids summer drawings or something like that. And then run a contest. Those are the 3 takeaways for today, that if you put those things into place and use the hashtags appropriately, I'm guaranteeing that you'll get hand raises for your business. Okay? And that's what I have. All right, so we'll spend the last 10 minutes. Any Q&A, comments? Any
I have
feedback?
another question.
Absolutely.
Out of all the different, like on Facebook, if you pay to boost, I'm broke, so I haven't paid for anything extra than what I can, than what's free. And then I just got on Canva and I'm trying to figure that out, and I'm not paying for that. I'm just doing the free version.
Yep.
Are there any one of the platforms, well, out of Instagram and Facebook, I guess, because I'm just going to try and zone in on those 2 now, but that anything that gives it back a bigger return, do you think, and paying for, like for the boosting on Facebook? I don't even know what the hell that means. I think it's just like you pay and they send it to more people or something.
Yeah, so boosting just gets whatever your post is in front of more people. And so, do that. I don't do that. And in the past few months, I've grown my Instagram followers by 50. It's not a lot, but I mean, just from learning this stuff. And my goal is by the end of the year to get to 10,000, so that once you're at 10,000, then have you ever done those profiles where it says swipe up? And it'll bring you right to the link. That's a feature reserved for people once they get to 10,000 followers.
Oh, okay.
And so that's my goal, so that I can start to have more interaction with my content. But in order to get there, I'm figuring that out. So that's part of what this July series is how to do things for free. That's going to increase your engagement or increase your business opportunities. And then Anna, were you on some of our older?
In the very beginning I was, but I haven't been on them in a while. It's been a while. Okay,
so there's, if you just focus on the Friday Digital Mayor series, all of those have free options. So I've been building all these by free.
And then where do I go and get the past Digital Mayor series?
I'll include that in the email
Okay.
so that you can just click a link to see that past videos.
Okay.
I've also read that boosting is more beneficial to Facebook than it is to us. If you want to get it out in front of people and get more response, do a paid ad as opposed to boosting it.
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
Thanks.
thanks.
And I put a thing in the chat too. If you're just starting with Canva, there's an awesome Canva for real estate agents Facebook.
Oh, thank you.
It like guides you through how to set up everything. There's a lot of free templates as we create stuff. We post it in there for everybody to use. It tells you how to do like.
Okay, thank you. I think their videos on YouTube aren't that, the ones that I've seen on YouTube for them haven't been that great, but I appreciate that.
It's free and it'll walk you through everything you need to know.
Okay.
Yeah, I love Canva. Okay, great. Any other questions, comments, needs from me?
You don't have a brother named Brian, do you?
No. My
Okay.
brothers are all John, James, Joseph. JJJ.
Nice.
Thank you for coming back and doing these again.
Of course, it's my
Thank you
pleasure.
so much.
I love this topic. I have a passion for it, and I love teaching. So
I love learning from you.
thanks.
Thanks, Michelle.
Of course. All right. If nobody has anything else, goodbye and enjoy your weekend. And yeah, we'll go
All right.
from there.
Take
All right,
care.
bye.
Bye-bye.
So,
Bye.
bye,
See you
everyone.
next
Enjoy
time.
your weekend.